So I'm going to just set this down here since I looked at that and that was underneath. So that's our fire and air that I was referencing. I want to make sure. Okay. What I'm looking at here, there's no major arcanas. So for whom these messages apply, there can be things that possibly I feel you have some control over. It's interesting, once again, as I'm pointing out, we have the king and queen, and it's kind of like, she's got her back to him now. It could be male, female, sexes. Those are all interchangeable for me in my readings. But I feel like there's a need for communication. And for some of you, I'm getting that I feel like some of you are wanting to, like, you're tired of something happening or not happening, or possibly getting disappointed. Now, I'm getting something about inner truth. So this can represent, it could be you in a situation with two other air signs. We have also 2 3s here. And I feel like, what I said at the beginning, like as something's ending so something new can begin. And I feel like somebody is kind of, with all these cups here, I get like somebody's a bit tired of trying. Now, I do feel to some degree, this is what I get. I feel like as soon as somebody tries to have some hope or faith or belief, that they get either shot down, the job doesn't come through, they don't hear back from somebody. Maybe you think the relationship is headed in one direction and then there's disappointment. I just get like, you keep wanting or wishing for something to happen and it's not happening. And I think it has to do with love, and it could be regarding a third person, especially since we technically, we do have obviously the Page of Cups. This can represent definitely a person, somebody trying to bring in something new, a water sign coming in. But it could also be a message. Oftentimes pages were messengers. So, but, we do have 4 court cards. But this was not technically, this was the bottom of the deck, which is kind of the theme for me. And I feel like somebody is wanting a change in a situation. Like you are wanting more adventure in your life or taking chances. But you're still, I'm focused on the armor. So you are protected in some way. Maybe somebody is being a bit overprotective, especially with the king and the queen of, like a lot of logic is coming into this energy or to this situation. It's more of using like your cognitive and side as opposed to like when I feel like somebody's saying, when I look at it from a logical perspective, it doesn't make sense, or it's fine. But when I start putting my emotions into it, something goes awry or something goes, it doesn't work out. Or, and somebody may also not be communicating with somebody because I feel like either they can't There may be something going on with their throat, like, I don't know, laryngitis, or maybe somebody is having surgery done on their mouth, their wisdom teeth, their throat, or something is blocking. And it could even be that the third chakra, or the throat chakra needs releasing. I feel like somebody is wanting to speak their mind and maybe they're holding their tongue. But I feel like there may be, there could be, with this 9 here, this could also be about materialism, greed. Somebody is wanting their cake and eating it too. And so maybe you're the one that has a decision of whether or not to ignite this flame again. So this page can represent, let me just set this aside for a second, because we do have 2 threes and 3 court cards. This could represent the energy that you want something exciting, that you are kind of tired of, some people call this the miser card. Some people call it, the wish card and what you want. Sometimes I see it as both. But it can be that, you are wishing and not getting what it is that you want. And so you have a decision to make. Do I go forward? Do I go back? Maybe there is somebody new that comes in or that has recently entered the picture, because the Page of Cups is younger. Now, it doesn't have to be younger in age like a child. It can mean younger or new energy. So new energy, and there may be a water sign that has entered in the picture. Maybe you thought that this would take off. And the fact that it's surrounded by these cards here, maybe it didn't come to fruition, or you found out that this new person still isn't over their ex, or that there's another person in the picture, or you have to decide, do I want to go with this person or go, stay with the person that I'm with? You may be the one who's in control of making that decision. It may also be that you started something new and maybe you feel bad or regretful for something, and you wish that you could go back. Because this card is moving backwards. This energy there's something about the past or somebody from your past, or wishing that you could go back to something. But this 8 of Cups for me it's moving onward, or moving possibly up to a higher ground, to a new opportunity. It's walking away. It's maybe you're disappointed or withdrawing from somebody. Maybe somebody's withdrawing from you, because it's, to me, that this is like, something's been shut down. I just get like somebody is, I don't know if this is the right word, where it's like there's a lack of, you're just tired of a situation that keeps happening over and over and over again. And it's really like you were hoping that something would get ignited or start again, start fresh, maybe start rebuilding something new. Now, this Ace of Wands can mean that there's delays. Maybe there's been delays on hearing news about a job, about money coming through, about getting into school, that means my battery is getting low. About an apprenticeship or an internship, or getting to the truth of something. May also be that I'm getting something possibly about waiting to get test results, or something needs to be uncovered. But I feel like, that you may be moving away from this situation because there's either a new opportunity coming in, a new door opening, I'm also getting something about building. So this could be construction. And I feel like somebody maybe even having something surgically or acupuncture something done to relieve some physical pain on them. Let me just see here. But this is, for me, this can represent an actual, it's like, how do we get ourselves to work together? How do we resolve this? How do we complete this? So maybe there's a situation with three business partners or three coworkers. You're not getting along. You're supposed to be getting along. You're on the same team. And so there's maybe a third person or somebody that has to come in to kind of negotiate this process or get it moving again, because it's a struggle to get through this. So it may take a mediator or a negotiator to come through. Sometimes I also see this as, I feel like maybe there is this incongruency because maybe somebody is overworked, like they're emotionally or you're emotionally tired. Oftentimes the king and queen can be of somebody in very high positions. Maybe you are with somebody that's also in a high position and you like barely see this person because you're both busy, or you're going your own way, or you feel like you're going on your own different paths. But I can see this often too as like judges or attorneys. And so maybe there's something legal that is trying to get resolved, whether it's unemployment, workman's comp, if somebody got injured on the job or something like that. I think I picked that up also for Virgo. So, but these are, some messages that I'm okay. I just heard root canal. So I feel like there's something that getting back to the throat or the mouth, I feel like somebody's having pain in their, I don't know if this is their jawline but I feel like something's deeply rooted that needs to get removed. And it could be like a root canal needs to be done. But I feel like once this thing is removed or taken care of, you're going to start feeling better. For whom that message is for. But I feel like it's something around the mouth area or jaw or something like that. Maybe it's tonsils also. With these cards here, there could be a third party interference. Somebody is getting in the way of a situation, and whether it's at home, whether it's in romance, in the workplace, but these energies can be turned around, but I feel like there needs to be discussion, and maybe that's why the king and queen are here, because communication is going to be key. That's what's going to be important, to be able to express yourself the way things are going. And I feel like something's missing or somebody's missing. And maybe it's also somebody's trying to have a child and it's been difficult in some type of trying to get pregnant or something like that, gets, progress is slow. But I'm getting like there's some medical assistance out there or something, somebody can help is what I'm getting. So I also feel like, the difficulty in movement or traveling. I also feel like somebody wants to go one way and the other person wants to go this way. And maybe there's a division. This might even be a physical move where somebody may be, it may already happen, where somebody's like, for example, in the US, somebody's on the East Coast and somebody's on the West Coast. And, because of this, you both have very, a lot of responsibilities, or there's, traveling, and maybe that's what's keeping, things from moving in a more communicative or positive direction. Because something's getting in the way.